friends, welcome to Creating with Jovi and to the Paper Dolls collaboration. Today I have used the freebies from my Facebook group to create this beautiful journal tag. This collaboration is open and it is hosted by myself and Jen at Sassy Southern NC Girl. So if you would like to participate, you sure can do that because it's an open collab. And you can go to my Facebook group and grab these freebies if you want to. Everything I used here was a freebie. This Christmas background is also a freebie. And if you wanted to have paper dolls throughout all of the years, well, not all of the years, I don't have cave ladies, but from the 1600s and up to about the 1990s. These I've already cut into these. I've been playing with them, but I'm just showing you the sample of what I have on my desk. So if you'd like to play along, you can grab the printable kit, which is in my Etsy shop. Oh, this is one of the freebies as well in my Facebook group. Today, Jen and I are going to make tags, and if you remember last week, I used the other half of this to create this beautiful card. I'm in love with this card, actually. And so I thought today for the tag, I'd go ahead for the background of it. I would use this part of the printable. I want to let you know that the paper doll I just showed you, and then I'm going to show you these because these are all freebies in my Facebook group, Creating with Jovi Journals and Crafts. And so you can grab these there if you'd like to. I wanted to make sure I shared that with you. So today, actually, since I'm going with the fall theme for the tag, I'm going to go ahead and use this paper doll here as well. Now, I wanted to let you know that there's also a full kit available in my Etsy shop. Let's get started on our tag today. All right, my friends, I'd like to create a tag that is 3.5 inches wide by 6 inches tall. So I grabbed 120 weight cardstock, and that is what I'm going to use for the base of my tag. Now I'm going to go ahead and choose which part of this image I'd like to use as the tag. And let's see, actually, let's find our girl. And so we've got her. She could be here, or I could cut off some of that and she could be here, which actually just makes more sense since there's not a lot of, I don't know, yeah, I think this makes more sense to have her here. She can overlap the fence a little bit. I like that layered effect. If that's where we're going to do it, then I'm going to place the tag right here, and I'm going to mark the paper where I need to cut it on both sides. I'll probably cut this just a little bit bigger so I can cut around the tag to make sure I've got a good fit. If you saw my last video, you'll remember that when I used this paper to make the greeting card, I went ahead and I used tape on it because I didn't want the paper to wrinkle. But because this is a tag and it's going to go in a journal, I'm definitely using glue. But what I'm going to do, in hopes that it helps with the possibility of wrinkle, is I'm going to spread the glue out, try to make it even. That way it's not saturating any particular area more than the other, and I'm hoping that that helps. So we're going to find out. Before I continue on with the front, I'm going to cut the corners. I'm going to round them because remember I used my corner rounder. So I'm going to do that, and I'm going to remove any excess paper. Before we move on to the next step, I am going to ink around the edges. Now I'd like to see how our girl is going to fit on here. So if we put her here, and then I have this piece, and I could easily cut out some of the pumpkins and things and put them on this side. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Let's play here real quick for just a second, and I'm just going to do a quick, really loose, fussy cut. And what would happen if I put this over here? Oh, I'd have to do a little more fussy on the side here. I don't know, we're just playing for just a second so I can see what this would look like if I did that. Or what if I pushed this over a little bit more and I just cut out like these 2 pumpkins? Let's do that. Let's cut out these 2 pumpkins. All right, now let's put these here and see if we like it. Let me push it over a little bit more and bring her over here a little bit more. So she's standing behind these 2 pumpkins, but she's standing in front of the fence. I think that's kind of cool. I like that layered effect. So the first thing is going to be to get her glued down. Let's do that first. And now we can add our pumpkins. My friends, I was thinking about using my crocodile and punching a hole here, using a brad, and then you know, having some trim out of the top. But I thought to myself, I'd like to do something with a little bit more impact, I suppose. So I'm going to take this stretches, but I'm not going to stretch it. I'm going to take this and I'm going to add it here as a tab. So it doesn't need to be a gigantic tab, but that's what I'm planning on doing. So I'm going to cut this straight across here. Let me make sure I'm going to do it straight like I'm saying. Okay, and then this looks a little crooked to me, so I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. Okay. Sequins everywhere now. Okay. Now I'm going to, let me test this out. If I put this here, oh yeah, okay, if we just glue it here and here, I think that looks great, and I think it has a fun impact. It's a little bit chunky, but I think it's okay. I did not heat up my glue gun yet today, so, because it's morning time right now while I'm doing this. So I'm just going to use Fabri-Tac, and we'll just get this glued on. Hoping I have it centered. Of course I don't. But that's the great thing about using a liquid glue is you have time to take a look and see what you got and see if you need to move it around or make any changes. All right, that looks good and feels good. I'm going to come in with my clothespins and I'm just going to hold these down just to make sure everything glues into place. And I'm actually, just to flatten these, because I did put glue on the whole thing, I'll go ahead and use a couple right there. My friends, here is our completed paper doll tag. I love how it turned out. I used a background sheet from one of the freebies, and of course, the paper doll herself was one of the freebies. So please go to my Facebook group if you'd like to participate. You want to join the collab, post anything on any day that you want to. Be sure to tag me and Jen, but grab your freebies in the Facebook group. And if you'd like to dive a little deeper, you can even grab the printable kit in my Etsy shop. I'll link everything in the description box. Thanks for watching. See you soon.